Hey guys, I wanted to share a strategy I've been using to boost territory standing all the way to 300 in just a few days, all at minimal cost and sometimes even at a profit. Here's the short version. I make Infused Alka and then use that with other materials to make infused regeneration potions. The Alka gets me tons of territory standing, and since I'm at 200 Arcana, the potions, which also give a decent amount of standing, earn me aptitude crates, which contain various things that help me recoup my losses or profit, depending. If you care for a few more details to gauge if this is profitable in your server's economy, that's what the rest of this video is for. I promise I'll try and keep it brief. Infused Alka gives 36 standing per craft. That's before territory and music bonuses. And all it takes is 1 Azoth water and 10 Hyssop or aloe gel. I try and keep buy orders running for both, and I usually cave to my own impatience and end up buying Azoth water at up to 5 coin each and Hyssop as high as 1 coin each. Ideally I could find them both at half the price, but again, I just wanted to boost my standing as fast as possible. So that led to me taking some slightly more expensive shortcuts. Once I've made all this Infused Alka, I like to turn it into regeneration potions. Health and mana go for next to nothing on my server, so it's the only option if you ask me. Infused regen potions take the Alka I made along with medicinal, life, and spirit reagents. Most of the time I just fill the medicinal with bulrush cob, the life with life motes, and the spirit with soul motes. But since I'm crafting in bulk to boost, I run through the reasonably priced materials really fast. So to keep things cheap, I like to snatch up anything I can find on these lists, especially if I have time to post buy orders. You'd be surprised how often you can sometimes get a few hundred stems, leaves, or flowers, or even something like plate cap flesh or gleaming lodestone for around 1 coin each. Ultimately, I try to avoid paying more than 3 coin each for any one of these materials. So once I've made those thousands of Alka into thousands of potions, this is the part where I try and get my money back. These aptitude crates always give a bit of Asmodium, runic leather, phoenix weave, and glittering ebony, and this is where most of my guaranteed immediate returns come from. I usually craft infused Alka and regen potions 2,000 or 3,000 at a time, which means paying 30 to 50k for the mats depending on present supply, and I get almost half of it back every time just selling the Asmodium and other tier 5 materials. And if I'm lucky, I can sell the potions themselves for anywhere from 1 to 5 coin each. It's tough getting rid of them as fast as I can make them, so I'll admit I do sometimes toss them on the ground by the thousands. There's simply just not enough demand on a server to offload tens of thousands of potions in such a short time, if you're boosting standing from, let's say, 10 to 300 in 5 days. So settling for a fraction of the cost is worth it unless you're very patient or just not in a rush. Now this is where my mileage with the aptitude crates starts to vary. First, I get plenty of wisps, essence, and quintessence that help me cut and sell pristine gems. That's more money back. Then there's the slightly rare craft mods like whetstones and shining animus that sell for a few hundred each. But the big ticket items are the 2 rare ones. The first is brilliant animus, which goes for 3 to 8k, depending on demand. And the second is star metal weaponsmith's charm, which I sell for around 7k each if I'm just filling buy orders, or up to 11k each if I'm patient enough to post them and wait. Just one lucky crate can turn a crafting session into a huge profit. You can get up to 3 charms from a single epic crate, or 1 to 2 from a medium, I think. In case you're wondering why you'd even want to boost territory standing this high, there's obviously the perks from each level which reduce your taxes, increase your storage, increase your gather speed, and increase how many objects we can put in your home, up to almost 100 more if you pick it each time it comes up. Of course, you want to pick the increase to territory standing whenever it's an option, which is every other level, I think. And this also means that if you're crafting a lot starting at low standing, only craft a few hundred at a time so that you can actually pick those bonuses before you make more. I should mention you also get titles from reaching 150 and then 300 standing with a zone, such as Ebonscale Famous and Ebonscale Mythic, respectively. Just like the increase to furniture cap, this is purely flavor. The last thing I'll say is make sure you have the highest rank of the music buff before you craft any of this. That's 30% increase to territory standing. I'm not that familiar with the music skill, but I'm pretty sure you get the 30% buff by playing any song perfectly with the Territorial Triumph selected, or by tipping someone else who does. Make sure you're not crafting with the 20% or 10% instead, because that would just be a huge waste. So again, your mileage with this strategy may vary, and it really depends on your server's economy for things like Azoth Water, Hyssop, and the other reagents, as well as the value of rare craft mods and tier 5 materials that you'll be getting from the aptitude crates. This also assumes the town you want standing in has an Arcana station at rank 5, and for this to be lucrative, again, you'll want to be at 200 Arcana to get aptitude crates in the first place. I made this video because most of the others I found suggested I craft light meals or travel rations or wicker baskets, things that are cheap to make but that you'll never break even on, let alone profit. That being said, this has worked for me, and I hope it's useful to you. Let me know in the comments if it is, or if you know a better way that works for you. As always, thanks for watching, and have a good one.